The FBI estimates in the United States alone at any given time there are 25 to 50 active serial killers. Now, imagine across the world. Camargo was born into a wealthy family living in Ainolaima, a small town in the Colombian Andes, on January 22, 1930. His father was a local businessman named Daniel Camargo Barbosa, and his mother, Teresa Barbosa, was his father's second wife. Camargo also had an older half-sister born from his father's first marriage. When Daniel was 2 years old, his mother died and his father remarried to another woman shortly after. Camargo was very intelligent and did well in school. He would later be attributed to an IQ of 116. However, whenever he tried to reach out to his father regardless of the subject, he would cut him short and tell little Daniel that he was useless and a lost cause. Eventually, Camargo lost any interest in interacting with his father, and he perfected his newfound ability to lie and manipulate people, using it as a means to get out of having conversations with them. Since Daniel's father was emotionally distant and much more interested in his own business than in his family, Daniel's childhood was mostly influenced by his stepmother, Dioselina Fernandez. Fernandez was just an adolescent at the time of her marriage, and she was obsessed with the idea of having a daughter of her own, which only became more pronounced when she found that she was unable to bear children. She doted on her stepdaughter while abusing her stepson, who she would punish by forcefully undressing him from the waist down and hitting him in the bare buttocks with a bullwhip. After Camargo developed violent tendencies and got in a fight at school, Fernandez punished him by taking away his pants, forcing him to wear women's clothes, and inviting his schoolmates to come over and watch him. This abuse destroyed any popularity he had at school and made him a frequent victim of bullying. From then on, Camargo came to despise women and everything feminine. In the early 1940s, Briceño sent him to a prestigious all-male Catholic boarding school in Bogota. Camargo excelled academically again, but his plans to continue studying were truncated when his whole family was hit by an economic hardship during La Violencia. Camargo was forced to drop out and get a job as a door-to-door salesman to support them, and found that it was easy to convince people in the capital to let him into their homes or make purchases. In 1957, he started a relationship with a young client, Alcira Castillo, and convinced her to rent a house together after a few dates. However, the expenses turned out to be greater than he expected, and he tried to make ends meet by robbing a shop owned by another client on May 24, 1958. He was arrested a few hours and sent to a minimum security prison for petty theft. Taking advantage of a distraction, Camargo took a clipboard from a desk and pretended to be busy as he walked out with departing officers at the end of their shift. He returned home and resumed his life as if nothing had happened. In 1962, Camargo met another woman, Esperanza, and he fell in love with her to the point of deciding to leave Castillo even though they had 2 children. After becoming engaged to Esperanza, he found that she wasn't a virgin like he assumed, and later found her in their bed with another man. Camargo admitted to killing 71 victims in Ecuador following his escape from prison. In 1989, he was convicted and sentenced to 16 years, the maximum sentence available for murder in Ecuador. He was imprisoned at Quito's Garcia Moreno prison, coincidentally the same penitentiary housing as another infamous serial killer. On November 13, 1994, Camargo was sitting in his cell when a new inmate, 29-year-old Giovanni Arcicio Noguera Jaramillo, entered and forced him on his knees. After saying, "It is the hour of vengeance," Noguera shanked Camargo 8 times, killing him and cutting off his ears as a trophy. Noguera showed the ear to the guards, claiming his aunt was one of Camargo's victims and that he avenged her. Because nobody claimed Camargo's body, he was buried in a mass grave in Quito's El Batan cemetery. He was 64 years old when he died.